Hello, class. I'm here to talk about chapter 13. As you can see, I don't have much voice, so I'm gonna be very short on this video. I just wanna make sure that I would give you some guidance since there is a question included on your final exam from chapter 13. We're only gonna be looking at the one-way ANOVA, and it says right here. The purpose of a one-way ANOVA test is to determine the existence of a statistically significant difference among several group means. So in summary, ANOVA is it's called ANOVA because it's the analysis of an abbreviation for the analysis of variance to compare the means between different samples. Uh, It's like I was reading an example about an e-commerce company running a campaign, and then their main motive is to find which one is the most profitable channel for the company through customers connect and buy. So there are two channels, mobile and internet. So they did a campaign. They asked people which channels they use for shopping. Now the market team wants to analyze the result of the campaign, so they check the response rate for those two channels. And here's where we use ANOVA, which will check which channel is better, mobile or internet. ANOVA will calculate the average response rate for those two channels and tell you which one is ahead of other by what fraction. Okay, so I did read this example on the net, and I thought it was a good way to understand. It also says, now assume there are n known of channels and there are multiple sources for data and population is too big to do normal calculation. Error increases with big population and complex scenario. So that's where we use ANOVA. Um, I could go ahead and show you how to calculate all these formulas over here, which I did. Here's your final exam. As a matter of fact, chapter 13. And I actually did type here the group numbers. I averaged then I subtract this number from the average for this group, and then I squared then. Did the same for the second group. I did the same for the third group. I add them up. I also went ahead and put all the groups together. I averaged in, did the same thing, the difference. I squared in, and I kept going. And from here, I would be using these formulas to get my values. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna show you how you can get all these answers here with just a few moves. I'm not gonna show you for the final exam for the actual question. However, if you do follow this process, you should be able to just do it exactly with the final exam question. I have put this values right here. It's actually extracted from your book. Um, Let me see if I can find the problem here. It's talking about plants. Um, Tomato, I think it's the plants, right? Let me see here. Yeah, it's talking about plants. Oh, here we go. It's example 13.4 on page 750. Um, I'm getting very tired because of my voice, but we're gonna finish. I have put this on discussion for week 7, and really all you're gonna be needing from here is this part right here. We're gonna be doing only the ANOVA, and all you're gonna be using is this part right here. Answers your degrees of freedom, your the sum of the square errors, um, then the sum of the square right here, your questions, sum of squares factor, sum of squares error, degrees for the numerator, denominator, mean square factor, and mean square error. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do it. All you're gonna need, and you're gonna do the same thing here, is to select the information. Actually, no, you need to go to data, sorry, data analysis, and you're gonna be just choosing ANOVA for a single factor. We're not doing two factor or with or without replication. You're gonna do OK, and it's as simple as ask for the input range, which you select the whole table. They're in columns, correct? There are labels in the first row. Leave the alpha at default and choose your output. I'm gonna put an output right next to it and click OK. This is gonna be the numbers you're gonna need are gonna be on the bottom right here. Okay, this is all you're gonna be using. If you do refer to this problem back here in the solutions, you're gonna find the numbers. For example, give me the F statistics. It says 0.134 right here. If you just reduce the amount of we can do for all. Oops. Yeah, I was doing right, correct? Yeah. Okay, let me just reduce this. Here we go. So you're quite right here. I'm going to include a column over here, and I'm going to include a column over here, and one over here, and you're going to see why. So right here, it's what we call the SS between. Excel will fix it. So right here is what we call SS within. Let's try again. Yeah, Excel corrects it because of the. Uh, Here's gonna be your degree of freedoms for your numerator, which means you have three groups, right? So right here is as simple as 3. It does 3 minus 2. The degrees of freedom for denominator, it's a little different. It's going to be the sum of all counts minus 3 because you have three groups right here. So it's going to be 12. Right here, you're going to have your MS between, which it is going to change as well. And right here, you're going to have your MS within. Okay. Okay, and now here's your F statistic. When answering, this is your p-value. So if I have asked you about rejecting or not rejecting the null hypothesis, you would be able to use this information as well. But you really only need these values to answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I apologize if I'm not going to more details as I really am unable to do it so right now. If anyone needs any further explanations on these numbers, calculations, anything that you're unclear, please email me. I'll be glad to answer you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to record any more videos, and your final exam is due this Friday, and so your final project. I was surprised to learn that many people didn't know that the case that you chose uh, also had an Excel spreadsheet with data to use for the case that goes with the case. That's under week 1. It's already Tuesday, so I sure hope that you knew that by now. Um, and again, let me know if there are any questions. And that's all it's gonna be for this video. And I apologize for my voice. I got sick